All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Odoyo and this is Political Headache. I'm in the studio with Mr. Odoyo Owidi, the man with the experience, the man who is celebrating the resignation of Mr. Magwanga. I don't know whether you're celebrating or you're just saying, okay,
don't
it
put
was
mouth
time.
into my words.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I can't complain, but there's nothing to celebrate either.
There is nothing to celebrate.
Yes.
I think sometimes everything can be celebrated. Because, for example, let's trace why Mr. Magwanga. Because I think that at some point, Mr. Magwanga was the most popular candidate or person in that position in Homa Bay. And there was a conversation. Raila, Wanga, and Magwanga sat down and decided, let's go for this thing together. And I was thinking, honestly, that there was going to be a little bit of respect. Turns out there is no honor amongst politicians. What happened, brother?
There is something in propaganda called endorsement propaganda.
Okay.
So they used endorsement propaganda against Magwanga. And the enhanced type of endorsement propaganda used by Odium during to endorse you, carry your hand, and show you to the people as the best candidate, but also gives you his popular party's ticket. So you end up being both endorsed by the party and the party leader. And in that circumstances, you can negotiate even to your detriment. So they negotiated with Magwanga to become the running mate of the unpopular candidate who was then Gladys Wanga. And so, in other words, for the people now to vote, they actually voted for the duo. And that is how Gladys Wanga became the governor. After she became the governor, she started the journey of mistreating his deputy, the very person who did not only drop off for her to win the seat, but also help her campaign and win the seat. And I don't know what that you call in your language. But in my language, we call it betrayal.
You've been talking a lot about betrayal lately, and I want us to play the video for Magwanga. I don't know how long is it. Yeah, I want us to play it because it is important to contextualize. And here, I received about 5 calls from Homa Bay, and I don't know why they were calling me because I don't come from Homa Bay, and they were very spirited in their argument that there is a lot of dishonesty coming from Mr. Magwanga. But let's hear from Honorable Magwanga.
I accepted the honor of serving as the running mate to Her Excellency Gladys Atieno Nyasuna Wanga after consultations presided over by the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Following our electoral victory, I was sworn in with a solemn commitment to serve the people of Homa Bay County faithfully, diligently, and in full obedience to the Constitution of Kenya. Today, after a deep reflection and consultations with leaders, supporters, and my family, I have resolved to resign from the office of the Deputy Governor with immediate effect. Since assuming office, I have endeavored to discharge my mandate with integrity and loyalty to the people who elected us. However, beginning December 2025, I was denied access to my official office after the locks were changed without formal communication. I was consequently compelled to proceed on early annual leave under circumstances that were not voluntary. When my leave lapsed in January 2026, I remained locked out and unable to resume my official duties. While undertaking official duty in Nairobi, the official vehicle assigned to me or to my office was repossessed without prior notice. Remaining county vehicle allocated to my office is unserviceable, and I have not been facilitated with fuel or logistical support necessary to perform my constitutional responsibilities. These actions have rendered the office of the Deputy Governor functionally inoperative and have...
All right. So this is, when I first saw he had that, I thought it was very despicable that a man of Magwanga's stature would be, be treated like that. And the question that I don't know is this, because I'm thinking, is this lawful for the office of the vice governor, the deputy governor, to be denied of all the resources? Do you think that they can't go to court and say, look, you have to provide for these resources? What happens?
It is illegal, but the courts in Kenya take so long to solve cases. They take so long. Mm-hmm. So if Magwanga was in court on this issue, which he had actually gone to,
okay,
they would take the whole of the time remaining to the next general election to sort it out. I think the courts are let down also to this country, because there are certain things that you don't need much more investigations. You can even put an order. If it is locked, open it as we
talk about.
We hear the case.
Yes.
But nevertheless, all that Magwanga said there is not only true, but there are even some more which are worse than are left out. One thing that he is not talking about, that very official car that he's talking about that was taken away from him, was a car hired from the company of the governor's brother, and there was a car track in it. So it meant whenever the deputy governor goes, they know what they are doing. And I even suspect there was a microphone in it, so they could hear everything he was saying in his own car. These are some of the things that are despicable. And sometimes when I say, we Africans, when our children arrive home with a prospective spouse, we just look at them and say, this is not a good girl for my son. This is not a good groom for my daughter. We see it so quickly because we are looking at it with a loving and open mind for our children. But for politicians, even when we see a politician which does despicable things, like what Sonko did in Jacaranda, like what Gladys did in Rachuonyo grounds, like what the governor of Homa Bay has done to her own deputy, we still can't judge them as bad people because our faces, eyes, and thinking is covered by the little tokens that they give us around. We behave like dogs who go hunting, bring the prey home. Bring the meat home. It is cooked. People eat it. They are thrown bones, and they still protect the owner. This is what we are doing here. They take a few of our sons, give them the bones from the very devolution funds that has come for the whole people of Homa Bay, And these people are used now to protect a rogue governor. This is, I think, the only second governor resigning for mistreatment by the deputy governor resigning for mistreatment by the governor. The first one was
go ahead.
Was Igathe.
Yes.
Igathe resigned because of mistreatment from Sonko. And this is the same person, the Homa Bay governor, who used to tell Kidero that ameshindwa na chokora. But the things she does are those ones she was accusing chokoras of doing.
What are those things that she is doing?
This is the governor that took the vehicle that carries sewer, collected sewer, and poured on a public ground to prevent people from meeting there. That is the kind of thing that can only be done by a chokora. It's only the chokoras that used to use human waste to extort money from people in this town. I think we, the public, must learn how to judge our leaders from what they do and say. But they know how to control us using small tokens. And they actually don't even control us. They control our younger boys, either who are lazy, who don't want to make money, who believe in that money that comes from the governor. And we then protect them from their sins. We then, in fact, Homa Bay is the only county which has 200 bloggers meant to attack anyone who is an enemy of the governor. There's no other county which has such nonsense. 200 bloggers. 200 and they are paid for that, directly or indirectly. Do you know Homa Bay has 1,300 ghost workers?
1,300 ghost workers.
Ghost workers.
So those 200 bloggers might be some of the ghost workers.
They are some of those people. They just get money. They are the governor's defense force online. Then there is the governor's physical defense force in the name of council askaris. A council askaris is even sent to go and stop an MCA from speaking in his own ward. Do you know second in command in a county should be the deputy governor?
Yes.
Then who are these in the county who are being used to lock his office? Because the governor cannot go and lock the office herself. It means the governor has taken her power and given it to some people in the county to be above others, to an extent that a council askari is above an MCA, to an extent that a council askari or a county askari can go and lock the deputy governor's office. That is not a person who is fit to lead anyone. That is a person who is leading with chaos. That is a person who cannot follow laws, regulations, and policies of the county.
When I was called by somebody from Homa Bay this morning, and was telling me that Odoyo Mr. Magwanga is very dishonest and he's not speaking the truth. If he knows very well that the governor has not been working since both of them assumed office, why is he coming out now? Then he went ahead and told me that Gladys Wanga has been working perfectly. Gladys Wanga has built so many houses for the old. Kaunda suits in schools, Kaunda blocks in school are now out, and they have put blocks and so many things. And then I asked him, but Wanga also said that she's the one who was built the ring road. She also says that she's the one who has built the stadium. She's also saying that Kabunda Airport is her own making. She's also saying, and then he told me that, even if she has not done them, she's the one who has been pushing the national government to do them. So, so two questions here.
Yes.
What do you agree with where is the dishonesty in Magwanga that this person from Obe was telling me?
There is something in politics that is called the mirror effect. Accusations in the mirror. You take your mistake or what you are going to do that is wrong and place it on your opponent. For example, you go, throw tear gas, and then blame it on the government. What Gladys is doing in saying Magwanga is dishonest, it is her who is dishonest. When we give you 12.5 billion as a people to use, to govern us, to bring development, and you are talking about Kaunda structures. And the county governments have roles. They are county functions. I don't think airports are county functions, are they? So these things she's counting are not even her functions. So that means, where is the money for her functions? And which of her functions has she done properly? And
that is the question that a lot of people are wondering. Because people can't tell. When you politicians talk, we can't really sift through this thing and know, okay, who is telling us the truth?
No, the truth is easy to see. When you go and see those roads being done, there is a board there showing who is doing it, which ministry, which state organ, which state agency is doing it. When it is Urban Roads Authority, when it is Kenya National Highways Authority, it is definitely not the county, because those are under the national government. When you see the Navy is doing the pier, it is definitely not the county, because the Navy is not under the county.
Yes.
So you lie to people because you know they don't know. Like that one who was calling to talk and give you what I call a grazing field argument. Argument marjo kwath kage kwayo, grazing field argument. Ati, why is he saying now? Why didn't he say it before?
Yes, that is
he didn't say it before because he was still the deputy governor. So a good man has to resign and then come and say. That is what he will be told. If you don't believe in Gladys Wanga, resign and go. He has done it. He has observed it over a period of time. And you see why I agree with Magwanga. Because the differences between Magwanga and Gladys escalated after the last by-elections, isn't it? That is when his office was blocked.
And a lot of people were saying that somebody was telling me, apart from this other guy, that Magwanga does not observe the 48 laws of power. And one of the 48 laws of power says that you should never outshine your master.
Oh, but you see, there's something we call oxymoron.
Okay.
When you're saying, hey, this is a deafening silence. You know, deafening is for loud.
Yes.
But silence is for nothing.
Yes.
Because you are saying Magwanga is outshining the master, but also saying Magwanga is doing nothing. Oxymoron.
Yes.
If Magwanga is outshining the master, it means Magwanga is working and the master is not working.
Exactly.
So that guy is using something he doesn't know nor understand. So Magwanga has never outshone the master. And those are not legal rules, they are social rules. So you don't have to bring social rules in a legal issue. Magwanga was the deputy governor of Homa Bay County. He struggled to tolerate Gladys Wanga. But when Gladys Wanga crossed the red line of closing his office, then he resigns. And when he resigns, he is now free, without collecting responsibility of the cabinet of Homa Bay County, to say anything he wants to say because he's now outside, but with the benefit of knowing what is happening inside. So anybody coming here to bring grazing field arguments, tell him off. Tell him off to go away. Because Magwanga has done the best thing a gentleman can do. If you don't agree with me, resign and let us meet at the ballot. Raila Odinga did it Langata. If he didn't agree with the party he was in, he resigned and went for the elections. If it was possible they could go for election now, it would be better. But now we are waiting for it in 2027. You know, Gladys Wanga used to go around the county telling people how Magwanga is stingy, doesn't give anything. After she has seen sense now, she can't talk about that anymore. Because Magwanga is out there talking to the people, explaining to them why he deserves to be the governor and not Gladys Wanga.
Mr. Honorable Odoyo, the
Yes.
issue of Homa Bay is very interesting for the larger Luo nation
Mm-hmm.
because it's one of the richest counties in Luoland.
Mm-hmm.
And the leadership has been very disorganized, and this is a shame to the whole Luo Nyanza. And you guys at Migo in Homa Bay need to come out and tell us what exactly is going on. Why has Homa Bay County been hijacked, and by whom?
I like the way you have put it. Homa Bay County has been hijacked by Gladys Wanga using the then power of Raila Amolo Odinga. But now Gladys Wanga must be very careful. The factors that put her in power are no longer there, almost 5 of them. Factor number 1 that put Gladys Wanga in power is the power of Raila Amolo Odinga endorsing her. The other factor that put Gladys Wanga in power is the power of an influential, large ODM political party that has had influence all the way to Kitui. And that is what brought Ngilu here, that is what brought Macharia here, that is what brought Atuli here, that is what brought Karwa here. That influential network of powers has since gone. The other thing that put Gladys Wanga in power is the support of the native Joseph Oyugi Magwanga, who was popular in the county, having even defeated Awiti in the last election, save for the mischief that took place. That is again not there. Another factor that put Gladys Wanga in power in Homa Bay, she had not been a governor before and we had nothing to accuse her with not doing. Now she has been and we have something to accuse her of not doing. That is going to be there. And another one, we have seen her now. Now we know what she can do and cannot do. Now we know she can bend so low as to take human waste and pour in a public field to prevent the natives from meeting. Now we know in her reign you can have hospitals without medicine. Now we know in her reign hospitals can steal from SHA and get blacklisted. Now we know in her reign she can say she's doing things that she's not doing. Now we know in her reign she will build her office but not will build a hospital. We now know this. So these are
Last time I heard she was building a hospital. She was building
yes,
an emergency.
Well, you didn't just hear. She started building a hospital before she started building the office. The office is complete and she's inside, but the hospital does not even have a roof. Because you cannot bring somebody who don't care about the people to govern the people, because it will not matter to her if the people are suffering. You can find a hospital in Ndewa, in Oyugis, that is Rachuonyo South. There is no medicine, there is one doctor per level 4 hospital, there is no laboratory, there is no water, and you can't believe it. Yet there is a budget of 12.5 billion.
What has Wanga, Gladys Wanga done that is tangible, that you can say, okay, Mgala muwe na haki mpe? What has she done?
Nothing.
Really nothing?
But let me tell you how it's a zero-sum game.
Mm-hmm.
Gladys Wanga would go, she will have a 3 billion development budget.
Okay.
In the 3 billion development budget, they will procure certain things that is double the cost, so that it looks like at least we are going to get value for about 1.5 billion. Then you find in this 1.5 billion procured, 3/4 is procured to her friends and relatives and will go back. The other quarter is procured well, but the people who do that work will not be paid. So it means she has taken net that whole 3 billion.
To where?
Into her pockets. Or I will repeat what I have said.
Okay.
The development budget is 3 billion.
It's 3 billion.
In the 3 billion, she procures a procurement worth 1.5 billion.
Okay. So
that means if this is something that was to be constructed at 200, say 2 million,
okay,
it is being procured at 4 or 5.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And those procurements are done by her friends and relatives.
Okay.
So they will take the money and take it to her.
Okay.
The ones that are not her friends or relatives will complete the work, deliver, but they will not be paid.
So it is a game from the beginning.
So if you walk into the county,
Okay.
trying to look for the work done, if you find any that looks like it is done and you can clap, you will find the contractor has not been paid. So it's a zero-sum game.
Is it by
So
design?
you see the work,
Yeah.
but the contractor has not been paid.
So basically what you are saying is we have 7, 8 projects, or let's say 10 projects.
Yeah.
We are going to pay 4. But these 4 are our friends and family members.
Yes.
And we will pay them.
Yes.
We will have these other 6 people work, but
Yes.
the design
Yes.
is the design and the will is not to pay them.
It's not to pay them. So their projects will be used.
So the 1.5 billion has basically gone to family, friends, and Wanga herself.
Yes. So you see, now, if you go to the county physically to see what is done, what she has done with a pen and paper,
Okay.
you will find the work looks like it is worth 600 million, right? But when you go to the books, you also find pending bills for the same period, 600 million. So nothing, is a zero-sum game.
Somebody,
How do you explain to me where a governor whose salary is hardly $1 million has 300,000 to give in this top, the next top 300,000, the next one 300,000, in a church in Nairobi 1 million. So that money, where does it come from? And she has no known business. Where does that money come from? We you know, I think there's something we are not doing very honestly in this country. If a small man like you is working for the government and they see you have bought a Range Rover worth 20 million and your salary is only 200,000, they will arrest you and tell you to explain. If you can't explain, they take it back. How come they are not doing this to governors?
why are they not doing that to governors? That is a good question for you to answer.
They need
As
to do
somebody
it.
who is going to be a governor.
Yes. Where do you get all this money? E-Pesa, every stop you give people money. Every Arambe you contribute hundreds of thousands. In the same month,
She did not have some for a hero.
you organize public meetings.
She did not have some for a hero.
The money was sent in advance to mobilize people to come to the road. And then all these monies. I had today in the morning a video where the majority leader in Homa Bay is saying, now I have enough money to campaign. I'm not going to ask people for money. I'm the majority leader and I have been elected MCA 3 times. What is the salary of a 3 times elected MCA? Is he telling us that he never used his salaries in those 2 years? He's now using them now. We can't be taken for children.
Somebody was also telling me that leave Nyasona. She's called Nyasona, right?
Nyasona is the father.
Nyasona is the father. Yeah, Nyasona. Leave Nyasona alone because Nyasona is paying the bills that were left pending by Owidi.
If Owidi himself has not been paid his pension, which bills of Owidi is she paying? Gladys came and assumed all the bills left by Owidi were fake and never paid any. If she's paying Owidi's bills, let us see the list. These things are public. Let us see the list that this company did this during Owidi to Mewalepa. Even if you look at her budget, there is no pending bills in her budget.
Really?
Hakuna. Her budget, there is no pending bills. Sasa amelipa kutoka wapi? We can't be taken for granted, but they know. Majority of the citizens of Homa Bay County do not know, do not understand. In fact, sometimes I post that the governor has done nothing. And you see the grazing field arguments they bring through. Na wewe umefanya nini? The governor has their 12.5 billion. Me, I have zero of their money. And they're asking me, na mimi nimefanya nini? Why should I do anything for them? I don't have their money. Gladys has their money. Because that is how illiterate they are, but they insist on writing because there is social media. They insist on arguing because they have the freedom.
What is the feeling on the ground? What is the feeling on the ground about what is actually going on between the governor?
Actually, Gladys Wanga has no people on the ground, but she uses violence against those who oppose her. So you rarely find people willing to talk. But
okay,
the ballot box will talk to her. the returning officer will announce the winner and she will know she had nobody. In any case, this is a person who has never competed for any seat competitively, because her first election as women rep, she was given a free ride ticket by the late Otieno Kajwang. In the second election, she was given a ticket unopposed and went to that election largely unopposed. In the third election as the governor, she was given an unopposed nomination ticket by one Raila Odinga, way ahead even before the nomination day. And she used that period to ensure that she determined who gets elected as an MCA and who gets elected as MP where she could have influence. That is why in Homa Bay you have MCAs ambao hawezi pinga governor. That is the problem we have. And today she is busy trying to lie to the president that she has people, when every meeting she sends buses and busloads of people to go and cheer to give the impression that she's popular. There is something in propaganda that is called bandwagoning. That means
bandwagoning.
You bring many people to cheer you so that those who are not with you think, people are already with her, wacha tumfuate tu. They want to join the bandwagon. Yet these people are fake. That's how you do propaganda. If you carry 10 buses for cheerleaders to go with you to Busia, so that
are you giving me an example? Or this is something
I'm giving you something that happened and happens every other time. There is no day you will find Gladys Wanga in a mkutano kama anabeba watu paka Mombasa with Homa Bay County resources to go and cheer her, to go and give the impression that she's popular. When we had a meeting in Kisumu County, in Kisumu East, hosted by Adui Nyang, the guests were largely from Homa Bay. Sijui Madhar Madhere, sijui the Homa Bay majority leader. What are they doing in Kisumu? They are not national leaders of ODM, the party. They don't come from Kisumu County, but the ones who stole the show there. Because she's used to transporting. The buses that transported people from Homa Bay to Kisumu, the lender ground in Kisumu East, was so overwhelming. When we went to Alindi grounds, the ground ilikuwa imejaa na watu kutoka Homa Bay, because she wants to be cheered so that others see and think she is popular. That is why she cannot get money to do any development projects in Homa Bay. Homa Bay is one county. You walk in the whole of Kasipul, you will see what CDF has done, but nothing done by the county government. You walk in Ndewa, you will see what CDF has done, but you will not see county work, other than Mabati structures that are called ECD classes, which now she's saying she's removing them. But to construct a single ECD class is only 200,000, which a year she procures at 500,000. Because that is good money. And you'll find one contractor is given 20 of them, 30 of them. Please, we are the only one who are capable of seeing the mischief in Homa Bay. Not the ordinary folk in the village. They have no capacity to see it. So listen to us.
The question then is, you have a problem as people of Homa Bay, because you,
a big one,
you love ODM so much, and she's going to front to put ODM on the table. Are you going to betray Baba?
Let me tell you, we are aware and alive to the fact that Baba is deceased, is no longer there. We cannot ask him any questions. We cannot seek his advice. There is nothing. He did not leave any spirits to guide anybody, because we don't believe in that. We must start to chart our journey forward as a community, knowing Baba is gone, but paying tribute to him for whatever he did while he was still alive. So anybody coming to every statement to keep us telling us about Baba, this Baba helped them to get elected in the past. Today, the future must decide itself how people are going to be elected. We have seen. Now that Baba is not there, our eyes are also opening. That this one we elected because of Baba, and she was mistreating people because she believed going back the next Baba will carry her hand again. Baba is not there. I told you the factors that got her elected are no longer there. The only factor that remained or improved is that maybe she will have a little bit more money in her hands now that there is money from Homa Bay to steal. But we will let the people know. You see, these are our people. They are largely very emotional people. Even when you do to them tangible, visible things, they will want emotional issues to determine how they vote. For example, you go to Homa Bay, they keep on telling you, oh, we want Ruto one term. You know the 10-point agenda. If you ask them the 10-point agenda, they don't know any. And if you list it for them, they look for one that is not objective and tell you, the iya haijafanywa. And if you look at those 10-point agenda, there is nothing in it that concerns the people of Homa Bay. There's nothing in it that concerns the people of the lake. There is nothing in it that concerns the Luo in that so-called 10-point agenda. Nothing. They concern all Kenyans. And if they concerned all Kenyans, how come the other presidents didn't do them? Why should we insist that it is President William Ruto who must end corruption? And you can't end it. Even America haija end, even France haija end, even the United Kingdom corruption
lakini unaweza kuithiro
is doing it. Hiyo thiro inafanywa. So you know, our people wamelala kabisa, and when they have decided, like you decide on a football team, you support it even when it is losing. That is emotional attachment. Our people are people who ordinarily suffer from emotional attachment mixed with good volume of jealousy, and that is it. The problem with our people is they think, oh, in this government we have so and so and so and so whom we don't like, so let the government go, we get another one. The other one they want, they don't even know. How do you want one president to go but you don't know the one who is coming in? What about if it's worse? Because people who are not reading well, people who don't open their eyes and ears, they can be cheated. Like they cheated some people in Shakahola and told them, sell all your belongings and come and die here, we are taking you to heaven. The person who telling you to come and die also want to go to heaven, but he's not dying himself. It is you he wants to die. You are like the pastor who is telling people, pray if you want a car, pray if you want a money, but him when he wants a car, munamchangia kwa kanisa. How do you mistreat people like that?
Can I ask you a question?
Can I give you an answer?
Homa Bay.
Yes.
I imagine that I am convinced that Magwanga is going to vie for the governorship.
Not going to vie, going to vie and win.
Going to vie and win.
Yes, because I have agreed that if Magwanga has finally resigned to come and vie for the governor, then he has my support. I was thinking Magwanga will stick in ODM. And when he akifika mbele, wamunyanganye ticket, wapatie Gladys, then he's out there. But now that he has walked out,
umewacha mkia ya mnyama, umemwambia Magwanga.
No, if Magwanga is vying outside ODM, niko na yeye
as the deputy governor,
niko na yeye as a supporter.
As a supporter first.
Yes.
Hizo zingine mtasema baadaye.
Whatever happens, I can also vie for something there. But for the governor, if Magwanga is
officially out of the race.
No, I'm not officially. I will
out
do it
of the
officially.
race of the governorship, because
if Magwanga is there, I am not there.
But he is there.
He's there. You see, when he was there, he was there as in ODM, and ODM had Gladys Wanga as their Homa Bay candidate. But if Magwanga has walked out on them, it means he's going to be.
Why can't we say,
yes,
the people of Homa Bay, that we are going to have ODM nominations? So that, because I'm thinking if you decide to leave ODM, you might be in a problem of the 6-piece agenda.
Who decides to leave ODM?
Magwanga. Why can't you just go and fight ODM, out the nomination?
6-piece died with Raila, my brother.
Really?
Let me tell you how 6-piece worked. 6-piece worked because ODM was popular, and the party leader of ODM was also popular, right? So if the popular person is not there, who is going to insist on 6-piece? 6-piece was meant to go and help Raila mbele. Raila ya kuwasaidiwa mbele hayuko sasa. So it is not possible for us to talk about 6-piece anymore.
So,
Even
are you,
the
are you saying that the Luo nation should say that do not be worried about getting the ODM ticket, just go and talk to the people? Is that what you're telling me?
Let me tell you, ODM ticket is not the ticket for election now. You will be elected in any ticket you have going forward.
Really?
Yes, that is why you saw ODM was crying very loudly when people who are known to be in UDA appeared to be opposing their candidate in Kasipul. They cried very loudly until they were heard. Just imagine that juggernaut of UDA that helps ODM win the Kasipul seat will not be with them. You saw Kindiki himself, the deputy party leader and the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, went to campaign for the ODM candidate in Kasipul. No less than the interior PS endorsed the candidate in Kasipul. Even though he didn't campaign, he endorsed. Endorsing means all the people under him in that area now must support that candidate. And even with that, they only manage 55% of the votes.
Can I ask you one more question before we go to this?
You're going to get an answer for sure.
Before we go to this other question that a lot of people are talking about, in as far as Opiyo Wandayi, the gentleman who is working for His Excellency the President, Mr. William Ruto, he was in Citizen the other day, and a lot has been said about that. But I want to ask you one more question about Homa Bay. And please tell me the truth.
I will tell you.
Don't lie to me.
I don't lie. Even the Homa Bay people know if you want somebody who doesn't lie, it is Odoyo Owidi.
Tell me the strength of Magwanga and the mathematics of how he wins an election in
elections in this republic. However strong you are, you need resources. Magwanga has demonstrated in the last few campaigns that he's gone to that resources is not as serious, is not a problem for him.
Yeah.
But he's very strong. You know, Awiti Cyprian was more acceptable than Gladys Wanga.
Okay.
He was a native Homa Bayan first, and his crimes were not as grave as Gladys Wanga's. But Magwanga defeated him both in the nominations and the national elections. But that same Magwanga now is here to take back Gladys to where she came from. We never saw Cyprian Awiti's brother, mother, or sister display opulence anywhere in or outside of Homa Bay with the Homa Bay resources. Cyprian Awiti even had adult children. None of them upgraded from their ordinary cars even to a Prado. Gladys Wanga has brought his whole clan to ride in V8s and Land Cruiser Prados in Homa Bay with our resources. And you want us to keep quiet because she knows propaganda. We will not. You know, in the old days, if you read a book called Luo Kitgigi Timbegi, Luo Culture and Practices, the first chapter, there is a leadership that is called Ruth, that is governing. You know, there is leadership of representation and there's leadership of governing. Leadership of governing, a person who is not born in the area was not allowed. Hata mtoto ambaye amekuja na mama yake during marriage is not allowed, cannot be Ruth in Luoland. Because he will not have the blood care of these people. Gladys cannot care for the people of Homa Bay with her blood because her blood remained in Sido. Oh, sorry, wherever it is.
People say that it is not nice to say that.
Can you go to America because you are married there as a woman and become the president? No, watch out to see in America.
Difficult.
If you marry a Zambian now and she becomes citizen by way of marriage, she will not be allowed to be president of Kenya because she was not born here. Her blood is not here that she can protect Kenya with her blood. Gladys Wanga cannot protect Homa Bay with her blood. If it comes Migukume na mbili, she will carry her children and cross River Miriu and go back. I am talking like that because that is what she has demonstrated. She has demonstrated that she doesn't care about Homa Bay. She doesn't care about the lack of medicine hospital. She doesn't care about children as young as 3-6 years learning sitting on stones. She doesn't care. She doesn't care that Homa Bay does not have a proper hospital. Yet she has a proper office because she only cares about herself.
But NGU.
Yes. Let me tell you about this Chiu thing. If
people of the internet, that means
if you walk
she's married there and she's a wife there. That's what it means.
If you walk into your brother's house to seek his help in paying school fees for your children, you will most likely wait until the wife is not hearing and tell him. Because the wife is just that, Chiu. If your brother has been paying school fees for your children from his business, if he dies and the wife inherits that business, that fees will not be paid going forward. That is because the wife now is just Chiu. That is all. I am telling you again, there is no day somebody who has come from another country will govern this country correctly. Somebody who has come from another county will govern this county correctly. That is how it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Is the truth.
The issue of ODM and the people that were put on those pedestals by Raila Odinga, we also have Orengo. We also have a few other people. What is going to happen? You think that? And I hear that you guys in ODM want to impeach Orengo.
Let me tell you something. If there is anybody who deserves impeachment, it is these three governors seeking second terms in Luoland. Because in their head, they started work believing that come 2027, Raila Odinga will give them the ODM ticket, raise their hands, campaign from them, and get elected. And they were not governors of those counties. They were governors of the ODM party leader, Raila Odinga. That tells you why. When we were in Homa Bay during the Madaraka Day last year, Raila Odinga stood up to request the president to exempt governors from appearing before the Senate for interrogation for those things. Because these governors were producing good money that they don't need to account for because the ODM political party was benefiting from that money. These governors were the ones organizing every rally of ODM in their areas. Every meeting or political party meeting of ODM in their areas. And they were definitely misusing the county funds, and they wanted the political leader of that party to protect them from accountability to the Senate. That is why, and at that time, Gladys Wanga was pushing Raila Odinga to request the president that he intervenes and governors don't appear before the Senate. Gladys Wanga already had a letter in his hands where he was summoned to the Senate. The Senate that finally revealed to us that in Homa Bay, we had 500 bank accounts, we had 1,300 ghost workers, and many other ills.
Why has she
and now you saw again, after the death of Raila recently, the Council of Governors now went again to start saying they will not appear before the Senate. That I am very certain, 100.5%, that it was idea of Gladys Wanga, because she had postponed 2 appearances before that Senate. Because she can't face it. You know, there are people who are not fit to be governors. They are just fit to be politicians. And it ends there. Fit to be politicians. In fact, Orengo should have not been a governor. Gladys Wanga should have not been a governor. And Ochilo should not have been a governor. They should have ended up at being senators. Because that is where politics is played. In governors, we want governance. We want management. We want lawmaking. Those are the things we want. We want development.
Ochilo, if they want Ochilo, where they Ochilo Yako and Orengo are not good at doing this governor thing.
They are not good. These three are not good. They are not good at being governors. They are not good at managing resources on behalf of the people. They have never been organized in their lives to an extent that they can manage our resources in an organized way. They cannot plan and build for us. If you hear a governor like Ochilo going to count fencing a toilet in public, it is embarrassing. counting a toilet. You know, one time I went to a funeral in
Can I ask you a question?
I can answer you.
How do you fence a toilet? I don't understand.
Ask Kuchilo. He in church last weekend. That church, I think, even Dr. Raymond Omolo was there and many other people. So he carried a piece of paper. He wanted to read what he has done. He counted a borehole, where somebody reminded him those boreholes have been done by NGOs. Then he went, we have also...
You remind him in live as he speaks.
Yeah?
As he was speaking, he was reminded live.
Yes, he was reminded live. And the people told him, no, apana.
Somebody shouting from the audience.
Yes. Then he said, also, we have also fenced a toilet, a public toilet in Wasibende.
But you're not explaining to me how you fence a toilet. Why would you fence it?
Ni kama mtu anaweza iba the contents. Ojilo fence a toilet. Ni kama watu wanaweza iba the contents of a toilet.
Honestly, Honorable Owidi, what is the need of fencing a toilet? Because there has to be a reason. What is the reason of fencing a toilet?
Maybe so that somebody doesn't steal.
You also don't understand.
I don't understand. See, that's what I'm saying. Maybe because he feared that somebody may steal the contents of a toilet.
And what has Orengo done in the Royal County of Siaya?
The other day I saw him displaying some hospital that he has built.
Okay.
But from the photo you could see the grounds of that hospital is red soil. Honestly.
You don't have time to talk about this one, I think. Should we talk about it later? Should we talk about this thing later?
It is okay if you say so.
Let us talk about this thing later. People of the internet.
The governor of Migori fenced a toilet. Ni kama watu wanaweza iba mavi.
No, I have to go and check because I think there is a reason why they were fencing the toilet.
But do you know? You know, these people do very interesting things. There's a time I went to a funeral in Migori. Those days I was being seen as anti-Raila. Ochilo stood up from his seat, pulled one MP called Tom Odege, and called the area MCA that they look for women to make noise for me when I stand to speak. Look at that. Am I such a threat to Migori? Then my uncle died, Almas Otieno. I go to a funeral in Migori County. And I am the one who insisted Ochilo must be the chair of this committee, must do this, this is county, he must help us. Then Ochilo pulls people aside and calls the master of ceremony that my name should be removed from the list of speakers. You know what I told him? This kingdom of yours you are using kunyanyaza Waluo itaisha. Imeisha.
No, but Ochilo is still the governor.
It is gone. They koso okde.
No,
let me tell you. Even you have seen it is Mark Nyamita who is going to be the governor. Because there are many other candidates. I don't care. Masara is my very good friend.
Oh, is that so?
No. Let me tell you, in Luoland, all these politicians are known to me personally. Many of them are very good friends of mine outside politics. Yes.
All right, people of the internet, it has been amazing talking to Mr. Owidi Odoyo, oozing wisdom, I always call them the experts. Me, I am just a villager from the Royal County of Kisumu, and I'm always bringing you this guest. So please do me a favor. Please subscribe. If you are watching and you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit on that notification bell so that when Owidi comes on set, you are immediately notified by YouTube. Now, another thing, we are on social media. TikTok, we are there. Facebook, we are there. And where else? Instagram, we are also there. Please follow us there. We are always having a live at 7:30 in the evening where we collate everything that has happened during the day and we smuff them into small details for you so that you can understand them. People of the internet, thank you very much for showering us with love. And now, thank you very much. And until another episode, bye for now.
Woo.
You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others scroll, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.